Hi you guys, we're back. I have to leave the house. Well, let me rephrase that. I guess I get to leave the house. I'm trying to do this thing where instead of saying I have to do something, I get to do something. You know, you gotta be gracious and all of that so the universe will give you more. But yeah, I don't know if y'all know this about me. Your girl likes to be at home. Hence why I made a whole entire series called the Comfy and Chic Diaries. We're chic, but we're also very comfy. We like to do comfy things. We low-key live a grandma lifestyle. Somebody did ask about, like, do I still go to events? Are people inviting me to events? To be honest, started out pretty slow, but it definitely has been increasing with me being a new member to Atlanta. But I have a feeling with summer picking up, these are about to pick up some more. And I figured you guys would enjoy this one because with this being the Comfy and Chic Diaries, one thing I can say, tonight will not be comfy, but it will definitely be chic. And with that being said, I need to figure out what in the world I'm gonna wear tonight. So let's go to my closet. Now don't mind, it is an absolute mess in here, okay? I have not gotten to do the full closet organization that I want to do, but when I get to it, I can assure you it is going to be really nice because it's just gonna be so organized. But right now, it is not. Because right now, I don't have the slightest clue. It's pretty much a formal sit-down dinner with the brand Radley London because they're coming out with a collab for the Kentucky Derby. And so I need to do something formal, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a ton of formal stuff. Like, I think this could be cute. I've never gotten to wear this. We're gonna try this on. I'm basically just gonna set aside all the things that I feel like could be formal dinner type wear, and we're gonna hope for the best. And we're also not gonna try to wear something that I've worn way too recently because we gotta try different looks around here. Let's see. I know satin dresses are typically considered formal, but to be honest, I feel like this is not enough for tonight. I don't think it's giving, but I just thought about this one dress. So I found a few options. We're about to try them on. Okay, I have this option. It feels very Jazz Toques with like the little satin top. I don't have a button all the way because I'm just kind of trying on. It's a long satin skirt, and then I also just added this little gold belt. Now the thing is, the bag that they sent me that they want me to carry tonight is black. So if I do this outfit, I have to wear black shoes. So my options are these, which I'm not sure because they're block heel. I don't know how I feel about that. And then there's these, which are little kitten heels with tweed, so it makes it a little fun. I don't know. Okay, next we have this option. This is like a little two-piece set. I feel like a formal tulip in this outfit, but it's actually kind of cute. So this is the top. It's very flowy, and then it's got like a matching skirt, which I rolled up once because it's a little too long if I unroll it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I forgot to show you guys the last one with the bag, but this is the bag basically that I'm wearing. So whatever I wear has to match this bag. What do we think about this one? Do we like this one? This one might be the most formal one that I have. It's very simple. LBD. It's maxi though, and I love like how it comes down the middle. This is what it looks like with the bag. This is the bottom, like you can see. It's very long, very sleek, very chic. If I wear this, I'd have to wear this now because I won't have much longer before summer hits where the dress will be like as relevant. I mean, it still will be. It's like just strappy, but this is actually really cute. It's been a long time since I put this on. I've never actually worn it out, but had it for a while. Okay, and then there's this one. It's pretty much just this like slate colored maxi satin dress, and then I put this little gold Cezanne belt on top of it. The only thing is it's super backless, and that's not very formal. So if I wear this one, I'd have to wear a blazer on top. And so the thing is, we're kind of mixing in a lot of colors if I go with this one. Like, I also feel like I would have an opportunity to wear it during the summer. So I don't know, like you see what I mean? Like the bag, it's not that it doesn't match, but like it doesn't go together real bad, and we want it to go together real bad. Let me show you how I would style it if, you know, if I do go with this one and I want it to be more formal. So I have two blazers. One is black, one is like a white color. The only thing with the white color, like I said, we already have the issue of wearing too many colors. Like it's okay because it's pretty neutral, but like this is a lot of work. And then I still have to match black shoes with this, you know? Like it just feels very busy, very, I didn't have an outfit in the closet. Y'all, we're making a whole mess on my bed. It's just like a pile of black and white on the bed right now. But this is what it would look. Why am I putting this all the way on? As if I want to fall out. There's literally wool in this blazer. So this is what this one would look like. I mean, it definitely does make it more formal. The only thing, again, I still have to figure out like what shoes, you know? We're gonna see. Here, yeah, I was like, what do you mean? Like, is that like a cool address? Like, I don't understand. At least I don't have to do my eyebrows because I just got them done yesterday. It is hot, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the air is on though. Okay, so since it's formal, like, how covered are you about to be? Little spring number. Okay, so you're. Oh, it's long. That's pretty. That is so pretty. Oh, that is cute. That's gonna look good with your dress. No, I thought you said you got that from House of CB. Like, they have bags.
Oh, no, no.
Y'all, I feel it coming. My period is about to be perioding, I fear. I don't think it's gonna come until the end of this vlog, but still, like, I'm in my luteal phase right now. I've been doing a thing where I'm tracking my cycle to see what phase I'm in, because I used to be really hard on myself about like what I was gonna accomplish while on my period. And then I learned when I started practicing like cycle syncing that apparently like that's very not good. Like you shouldn't do that because it's just gonna make your period worse. But yeah, if you know anything about that, the luteal phase is pretty much that phase where you start to lose your energy because your period is getting ready to come, which, you know, that is going to be in an all-time low. So pretty much it has come to my attention that I kind of need to gather my life before that happens, or I'm gonna put myself in a mode that I don't want to be in when that comes. I neglected the vlog all weekend, to be honest, and I really don't regret it. It just felt so good to not like work at all. Like, I didn't do really much of anything. I think I finished my video, little extra detail things like links and stuff for you guys to post for Sunday, but besides that, I did nothing. Like, I spent so much time outside laying in the grass, did a bunch of reading. I even, y'all, this is super exciting to me, I even got back into playing my Switch, and I was playing my Animal Crossing game, and I was talking about on my Instagram story, I feel so much guilt around doing things like playing my game. For some reason, I don't really get that when I read my book, and probably because I set a timer anytime I read, and I have set times throughout the day when I decide to read, but I don't do that when it comes to games. And maybe I should, maybe that would make it better, but I think I also look at it as like reading is like kind of academic and like you can learn from reading. And then like I guess I look at my game like, what am I learning from my game? I was talking with a friend in my DM and we were just laughing about like, oh, it's really cute how you can have your life together on Animal Crossing, but what about your real life? And I was like, yeah, it's real cute how you can make all that money on Animal Crossing, get all them bells. How about you get them bells in real life? And that's kind of just why I don't play the game so much, is because I tell myself things like that. But let me tell you, just sitting there, playing my game, having all my snacks next to me, feeling the sunlight. Y'all, I played that game for at least an hour, and literally until my Switch died. I had no choice. I probably would have kept playing, but it just felt so good because my brain was just completely turned off. I was not thinking, and that's just such a hard thing for me to do. I've told you guys I have ADHD, so my mind, I love it because I have a pretty creative mind, but it's also like my mind is always like idea, idea, idea. Think, 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 think. It's just so many things coming out. So sometimes I cut it out a lot, but you guys, especially if you know me in real life, you may hear me like stumble over words, and it's because like my brain is like fighting to say more than one thing, and it's like, girl, you only got one mouth. Like, I can only say one sentence, so like one of y'all needs to be quiet. So that's how my brain works. It's crazy, but it just felt so good to like take that time off this weekend. But we're back to it. Today is more like a reset type of day because, like I said, I'm getting ready to get in my cycle, and when that happens, ain't nothing about to be clean. Okay, everything is about to look a mess. But I'm actually luckily gonna be going on a little like weekend trip. I'm gonna be out in the middle of nowhere in somebody's forest in a cabin. So I'm really gonna be turning my brain off then. And I'll probably vlog for you guys too. I think that'll be fun. Just kind of a do nothing weekend, like very out in nature weekend. I think y'all might like that. But anyways, another thing that I've decided that I think I want to get a little more into on here, just because it's such a big, huge part of my life, is like reading and books. Now, I've said time and time again, I do not want to be a book channel, and my reason for that is because I have friends like in real life who are booktubers and like book talkers, even though TikTok is like apparently about to get deleted or something. So should we let go of anything talk? Unpopular opinion, I would not be mad if TikTok gets deleted, but and it's not because I don't like it. I have my other reasons why. I know some in real life, and a big question I had for them was like, do you feel like you have to like speed read, or reading isn't as comforting as it used to be because like it's your job now? Like, do you feel like you have to finish a book by like the end of the week, the end of the day, da 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 da? And they were like, yeah, that actually is like some pressure. Like, they still enjoy it, of course, but because like it's part of their job now, it definitely adds pressure into reading. And so that's why I was always like very anti, like, oh no, like I'm not making a book Instagram, because I think sometime like a year or two ago I got really into following like Instagram book accounts. And sorry to y'all that don't like to read, because y'all might be looking at me like, girl, can you please spare us? Okay, but look, I'm just trying to talk about what I enjoy, and if the people who follow me don't enjoy it, then, there's just gonna be some things we don't have in common, and that's okay. But I'm trying to talk about more of what I enjoy. Look at me, switching up my thought again. I don't even know what I was saying before. Y'all, that's so exhausting. I have to be kind to myself though, because I think in the luteal phase, it's when your brain starts to like lose it a little bit. And so like, I gotta get myself back on track. Come on, what was I saying? Oh, okay. Reading is one of the few things I have in life that I feel like is like my absolute comfort, cozy space. Like, I don't think about anything else when I'm reading. I love to get lost in books, and I think that's why I like fantasy so much, is because it takes me back to like my childhood, like when I was reading Harry Potter and like Twilight and stuff like that. Like, mine completely gone. I would be lost in a book. Like, reading is just something I have enjoyed, oh my gosh, since I was so little. First grade is pretty much where it really, really took off, and ever since then, like, babe, you couldn't keep me out of a book. Like, it was so funny growing up, because you know how most kids get punished? They're like, oh, we're gonna take away, like, you can't go outside, you can't hang out with your friends. Like, what was my parents gonna say? We're gonna take away your book? Imagine how that would have looked. Like, that was really the only way you could get under my skin, but who is about to take a book from you? Like, my mom be like, go to your room, and I'm like, that's fine, like, my bookshelf is in there, like, I'll happily go. Like, I remember me literally being like elementary age, just in my room, silence, just sitting there like reading a book. So I mentioned that to say it's something I've talked about a little bit on my channel, and I'm not about to make every video about books, okay? But I think I'm more comfortable talking about it more now, because I've recently come across other YouTubers, other vloggers who do like sometimes talk about like books and what they're reading and like their bookshelf. And they are not technically booktubers, like they're just like showing their lifestyle, which is pretty much what I do. So I was like, oh, like you can do that. Like, I feel like when you work in this space, you're always taught like you have to niche up, like you have to talk about like 3 pillars, and you're only allowed to talk about those 3 things, and you can't go outside of that because it's gonna be confusing to your audience. But it's also like, I had to realize like it's such a huge part of my life. When I'm doing a day-to-day, like day in the life, or just a weekly vlog, sometimes I'll talk about the books, but I feel like y'all probably be thinking like, dang, Jhordan, can we go do something? Or like, is this all you do for fun? Because I don't show like so much of that part of my life. Y'all, I read every single day. I read morning, I read night, and sometimes I read in the middle of the day. I especially read on the weekend. And so I feel like leaving that part of my life out has been like, it makes my life seem a little boring because I didn't want to harp on it, you know? I'm like, oh, well, people wouldn't be interested in that, or I'm not a booktuber, so I'm not going to talk about that. But then that takes away like a huge chunk of what I'm doing for entertainment like every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, which speaking of, we will be getting more into like some book stuff today because my book shelf, she looks a hot mess, and I just really want to get into clearing that out because I just spent like $100-something like on an Amazon order for books. They're coming in, okay? And so I need more room. And even for those of y'all who like don't like to read, I would love to show y'all maybe like some books to start off, like if you want to get into it. I finally just come to the conclusion, in order to like be more authentic and like actually show like my interests and what I'm into, like Animal Crossing may not be everybody's cup of tea. Reading may not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try to show you guys more of what I'm doing is what I'm saying. And if that's reading a book, if that's playing my Animal Crossing game, if that is laying out in some grass, because I love to do that. Like, y'all, I love a walk. I walk like almost every day. Like, I just love walking. Then we don't do that, okay? Because that's just what I'm actually doing. So hopefully y'all don't mind. I guess I decided that I'm okay with finally sharing this because I took a look back at myself. I'm like, Jhordan, what do you like to watch? And I thought about it and I'm like, I love watching people that make me feel cozy, that make me feel comfortable. And that's pretty much why I came up with the idea of like the comfy and chic diaries. I'm creating what I love to watch myself. That's why at the beginning I was like, I don't know if I want to take y'all with me to the event, because I mean, I like going to stuff like that because I like to get dressed, but I'm not a very social person. Like, I love being at home. And nowadays I love being very comfy. Like, I loved being cute in that little black dress, but I also really like being up in here in my little sweatshirt that y'all see me in every week. So yeah, I was a little apprehensive of showing y'all that because I'm like, I don't really watch content like that of people like going out like and being like very event oriented. And if I do, you know, they kind of do it because I'm like, it's not the majority of the content, so we'll let it slide. I like to watch a lot of feel-good nature type people. Like, I've come across the corner of the internet where people be gardening because I really aspire to have a garden. I've added to my list comfy, cozy games to play on your Switch. So if you guys have any suggestions of any like games that you play on a Nintendo Switch that you feel like give you very comfy, cozy vibes, let me know. I'm gonna still watch those videos, but it'll be nice to know like something more condensed, like what y'all are really being drawn to on the Switch. Besides Mario Kart. Like, I've been playing that my whole life. It is comfy and cozy, but we need something new. But yeah. I had no idea what I wanted to listen to, so I went on Spotify to figure it out. Scrolled through. My girl Cleo Soul. Why would I not? Why would I not click that? Okay, we love her.
I love you more than once, 1,000 more lifetimes.
cleaning intermission. I looked inside my cleaning cabinet and I had like almost nothing to clean with. I was getting ready to clean my bathroom, so I was like, let me go take a little trip to the grocery store. I say it's essentials only, but honestly, there's a few things in here I didn't really need. Oh, snap, hold on. Let me show you. Look, they're just jumping for you to see. It's not super exciting, everything, but I do have one exciting thing to show y'all, but it's not something I got from the grocery store. But this, I decided to pick these up because I normally get the Clorox wipes to like clean my bathroom, not my entire bathroom, but just parts where I don't feel like using a reusable washcloth, like, I don't know, gets icky. And then I saw these. I don't know if they're any better than Clorox wipes. They looked like they were, and they were the same price. They're called 7th generation, and they still have the lemony smell, because I love the lemony smell when it comes to cleaning, because it just smells so fresh. Had to get OG comment, because you already know, if you know, okay? So, gotta have that. It's not a cleaning day without it. Picked up some sunscreen. I used Hawaiian Tropic because I think it smells so good. Also like Everyday Humans. That one's really good because it makes me like, gives me like a nice little sheen. But I got this one for the days where I'm feeling lazy, which is quite often, because I'm likely to walk out without sunscreen if I don't get the spray kind, if it's just like casually like going on a walk or something. So picked this up, and then I got it in SPF 50, and it's also supposed to be like a vegan one. And it was also the same price, or maybe cheaper than the one that's like moisturizing, which I'm like, girl, I don't need a moisturizing sunscreen. I wear moisturizer. So I got that one. This is just a random pickup. The one that I have is broken, so I got another one. Another thing I can't do cleaning without is Tilex. I know some of these things are quite toxic, and until I find like some better cleaning supplies that are like less toxic but also make me feel like it's clean, like, see, my toxic trait is I like to clean with toxic things because I'm like, well, shoot, if it'll kill me, I know it will kill the germs. And so when people are like, use vinegar to clean your bathroom, I'm like, I just don't know if it's dead for real. You know, the cheese graters that you put in on your feet when you go to the nail salon. I don't use those because I heard they're not good for your feet. So I always go for this route instead to like soften my feet up, and it does a really good job. But the thing I'm excited about, I got a package. I did not know what it was. But it's funny, I was just checking the tracking on this morning because I was like, I really want to take this to my cabin trip. I checked the tracking, there was no tracking. So that just gave me no hope, because I'm like, I'm definitely not getting this by the time it's time to go on my trip, and I just wanted to be cozy in it, like, come on. And I opened the locker, and inside was the thing I was trying to look for today. Shipped all the way from Europe. If you guys know the brand Jhordan Avenue, you may know what's in here, but yeah. It's from Jhordan. Let's open it up. I'm already so excited. Y'all understand how happy I was when I opened up that locker and saw the label. Okay. Were they in a high-speed chase? Okay, sorry. You don't understand. I have been wanting these, or not these. I have been wanting this since like last summer, and I wouldn't get it. It was a little on the expensive side for like a cozy robe. But then I thought about it. I'm like, I am such an everyday robe wearer. I feel like even with an expensive robe, I'm gonna get my cost per wear. Like, it makes sense for me to have like nicer, higher quality, more expensive looks, chic robes, because girl, one thing about me, I'm gonna wear a robe. So I had to get the Jhordan Avenue one. If I like this one a lot, I might just go get another one for like fall and winter, and this would be like my summer spring one. But doesn't this just make you so happy to look at? Look at it. It's so thick. Like, hold on, I'll put it on for you. Since you asked, I got you. The nail in the coffin for me to get this, obviously it would look better if I don't have all these clothes on, but oh, it's so thick, you guys. Doesn't this just make you happy? This just makes me really happy. Yo, this is so cute. It's got little different fruits on it. It's got little cherries, some papaya, peaches. I'm not gonna sit here and call out every fruit that's on here, but it's got the little logo right here. Little Jhordan Avenue logo. She's nice quality. I'm going to feel very satisfied wearing this robe. Yes. Realized that I didn't even wash my duvet insert, or like not the insert itself, but like the cover. I can't even fully make up my bed, but that's good. At least y'all don't have to watch me struggle putting my duvet insert into its cover. got to get into this bookshelf. So I think I mentioned earlier, but my bookshelf, baby, she's on her last leg. Like, you guys know, like those Pinterest indie vibes that you see when you're just scrolling through Pinterest and they just casually have like books all around and stuff like that, and no order in particular, just colors, just very academic like. That's what I was going for in decor. By the way, we will be doing some decor updates. This is random stuff. I have an apartment vlog coming up. So I actually regularly get rid of books. I remember, I think I did my biggest declutter when I moved out of my mama house a few years ago, and I did my last declutter when I left my Chicago apartment. I did not have a genuine bookcase there because I lived in a studio apartment when I was in Chicago, so I wanted to get a bookcase. I did not have anywhere to put a bookcase, so I actually had this secret area where I kept all my books at, but basically it was like this crevice, like this large crevice behind like the wall and in between like my windows, and y'all know I had those big like gorgeous windows, and so I basically used that as like my book storing area. So I just had them all like stacked. That was a dumb idea, okay? And I'm pointing this out now to you because you may look at some of my books when I'm going through them and you're gonna be like, that one look a little faded, Jhordan. It's because I had them right there. I don't know why I thought that was a great idea. Number one, my apartment got great sunlight, okay? So that was a positive, but the con was my books were right there, right in front of the sun, and so it actually ended up like making some of them discolor a lot. Now they are in a safe, enclosed, shaded area, so we don't have to worry about that. But we actually have even less space now for storing books than we did before, so I have to declutter more often. I don't know if I should get a bigger bookcase, but also I'm the type of person, I don't really like to keep books that just don't like hit for me. Here's what makes me keep a book. I really only keep books that I feel like I would reread or recommend. So I guess that's 2 R's. Reread or recommend. Other than that, I'm not really attached to the book. So you guys saw like the front layer of my books. There's actually a whole other layer behind those books. And for the most part, I don't want to say every single one because obviously every book can't be on display in the front, okay? There's just not enough room for everybody to be a star. But a lot of the books back there are the ones that are just not favorable to me, so I don't keep them in the front because number one, I don't want y'all to see like, I don't want y'all to think that's my book taste. I'm just playing. And then number two, I just don't see myself like reaching for it, so I put them in the back since I don't really need to get to them like that. Let me bring these closer to me so this can feel more bookish. I'm so pretentious. Anyways, these things are actually really heavy. So this is not going to be super drawn out because there's way too many for that. I'm just going to kind of speed go through them, and some of them I won't even go through. I'm going to tell y'all which ones I didn't like and which ones are like, yes. The Couple Next Door. I know a lot of people are very into thrillers, and I feel like thrillers are a really good area to start if you're like not a big reader, because I feel like thrillers, the point of them is to keep you like engaged. It's supposed to hit you with twists. It's supposed to keep you interested. So if you're a new reader, I definitely recommend starting with like thrillers. But this was one that I read and I remember liking it. I did not catch the twist, which was crazy because typically I am going to catch a twist. So if you're looking to get into reading, The Couple Next Door is a really easy, quick read. This was a book that I read in college, An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. This is actually an author that I really enjoyed in college. I think I read almost everything that she has, but this one was my favorite. Also, Silver Sparrow. I don't have a copy of that, but if you were looking for another book by Tayari Jones, Silver Sparrow was really good too. But pretty much this book is just about a young couple who gets married. It's a young black couple, and basically they are a fresh couple. Like, they both went to college. I think they went to like Morehouse and Spelman or something like that. Educated, on the brink of success, all of that. Like, you would just think everything is about to go right for them. Wrong. So basically, right after they get married, her husband ends up getting arrested for a crime she knows he did not commit. How do you navigate marriage, a new marriage at that, when your husband goes to prison? Like, what are you supposed to do? Hold it down? Like, what are you supposed to do? So if that sounds like something interesting to you, I definitely recommend reading this book. Like, I liked it so much, I got the hardback cover. And I don't even like hardbacks. This is so basic of me, and I didn't realize this was basic until I was paying attention to other people's, like, personal libraries, and I'm like, oh my gosh, almost every person that talks about books on YouTube has these books sitting up, and I'm just a part of them. Like, I'm a part of that demographic, okay? Because if you look at my videos and you see this bookcase, you see these books in the front, and that's because I ate them up like it was crack, okay? Like it was chronic, and for good reason. Now, let me tell you this: the first book sucks, all right? But I'm a patient reader, so I was able to find out how good the rest of the series was because I had the patience to like get through the first book. You gotta get through the first book, okay? I've heard so many people say like, I can't read the series, it sucks, but they've only read the first book. And I know normally you would like to like the first book at least before you commit to the rest of the series, but this book right here, and I talked about this last summer on the vlog, this book right here is what's gonna make you like this series. This is the second book. You gotta read the second book. I'm not gonna harp on it too much because I'm sure y'all have heard so many people talk about ACOTAR, which is short for A Court of Thorns and Roses, if you guys are not familiar with the series. But it is a fantasy. It's like a romance fantasy. Like, I'm not a big romance girl, but if you throw some fantasy up in there, I'm gonna eat that up, okay? And so I'm reading these really slow because I'm the type of person, if something's good, I want to savor it. I don't want to finish it fast. I've been reading this series since last summer, okay? I really could be done, but I am milking it, okay? I think I have like one more book left. I just finished like the second to last, but apparently word on the street is she's coming out with another one, and don't mind if I do. But yeah, if you like fantasy, you're trying to get into reading, but you know you like fantasy, first get through the first book and then read the second one. The second book is tea, honey, okay? I'm just saying. This is another book that I recommend if you are trying to get into reading. And I've heard other people say this too, like this is a really easy book to read. Shaughnessy recommended this to me because it was like that era where everybody was talking about Colleen Hoover. And I kind of like read up about some of her books, and I could tell that it wasn't really going to be my vibe. And so I was like, I'm not going to read these Colleen Hoover books. Like, I just don't really like stuff like that. And so she was like, no, but wait, read this one. I feel like you're gonna like this one because you like creepy stuff. And so I'm like, okay. So it was fall a couple of years ago, and I ended up reading it. I think I finished it in like 1 or 2 days. Like, it's a very easy read. It keeps you on your toes again because it's a thriller. So again, if you're trying to start off reading Verity by Colleen Hoover, I can't vouch for the rest of the book. So don't read the rest and say, Jhordan said, no, I didn't. I didn't. I don't know what the rest talking about. Y'all let us know. I'm probably still not gonna read it, but yeah. Okay, this book right here, Everything I Know About Love, I did not like this book. It is based in the UK, so I don't know if it was like a barrier between me and like the writer. It's basically her taking us like through her life, and it's supposed to be like relatable, like all like talking about like her relationships and like her growing up through college, like party girl life and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't know. Even if I lived in the UK, I don't know if this would be relatable to me. So yeah, I think she's kind of like very much a party girl. So like, if that's something relatable to you, maybe you should try it. But I just saw so many people recommend this book, and I'm like, I don't like it. Like, I'm usually a patient reader. I made it this far, and I just could not go anymore. I don't know. Like, there was nothing pulling me like, yes, this is it. This one follows the lives of different people that live in Japan. But pretty much the one thing they have in common is they all go to the same coffee shop. And it's not just any coffee shop. Like, this is a fantasy book, okay? This coffee shop, there's a specific seat in there at a table that if you sit in there and you drink the coffee while it's hot, you are able to go back in time. And so there's different reasons people want to go back in time. Maybe it's to see a loved one who's passed, or maybe it's to go back on some mistake they feel like they made. But there's a few different stories. It has families dealing with like loss, dealing with like maybe like divorce or something like that. But it's a good book. I did recommend it to a friend. She didn't like it. So I'm saying that to say I don't think this is for everybody. If you are into like literary fiction, like you love a beautiful read, you like something well written, you like something that you feel like it helps you understand other people better or relates to you well, and it's like deep, I feel like you would like this book. If you don't, if you're looking for like an easy read, like to breeze through, or like something just entertaining, maybe don't read this. But oh, I love this book. And okay, of course we gotta have Donna Tartt, The Secret History. I started this, but the week that I started it, I started my period, and I was like, baby, this is too heavy for right now. Like, I need something light and fluffy. So I haven't gotten to it yet, but if you guys have read it, let me know. I'll go ahead and show you guys the book that I've been told over and over again that this is just like, but If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. So I read this book and I loved this book. This one is literary fic again. It follows a group of thespians and basically they are obsessed with Shakespeare, like to the point where it's detrimental. And if you've read Shakespeare in high school, you know like Shakespeare gets dramatic. People die, okay? And so pretty much somebody gets unalived in this book, okay? And the blame goes on somebody who didn't even do it. And so the author, who is that person, is basically sharing like the story and his experience. Okay, my memory card ended up getting full. I think that was my camera's subtle way of saying you're talking too much. Let me speed through these. I recommended this one, I think last Halloween, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Again, I recommend for fall vibes, but y'all, such a cozy book. If you love magic, if you love witches, loved her. She was just so cute and fluffy. Okay, my roommate is a vampire. I can't say I was obsessed with this one. It was kind of cheesy. Also, this one was just like a lot better written. So this one's gonna be a no for me. This one got faded in my old apartment by that window, but this one is beach read, if you can see it. This one unfortunately did not hit for me. Like I said, I don't really know how I feel about, I don't know if this is a contemporary romance. But if it is, I'm not sure if I'm a contemporary romance girl. And I wanted to read it because of the title. Like, I was like, ooh, like, this is giving summer. I can read it on the beach. But it just didn't have enough meat for me. If you like, I can't even say it was, like, cute and fluffy for me either. Because there were, like, some serious topics in there and, like, loss. But, I don't know, this book just did not hit for me. I think it just went too fast. Like, I felt like things were just so glazed over in this book. Okay, Circe and The Song of Achilles. These were actually written by the same author. I read this one first and I fell in love with it. To this day, this is still one of my favorite books. If you love Greek mythology, you might like The Song of Achilles. And so because I love that one so much, I was like, okay, we're gonna read Circe because I've seen people say they love that one. It was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't as good as The Song of Achilles for me. So if you're gonna read one of them, I say this one. Okay, so this one I was pleasantly surprised by. So again, literary fiction. If you guys haven't noticed, I love me some literary fiction, okay? So this was my year of rest and relaxation, and to my surprise, this book is exactly about that title. But it's crazy how much you can write about a year of sleeping. So basically, this girl lives out my dream of sleeping for a year. But naturally, if you go through with it, you can imagine your mental health probably isn't that great. So it is like, it's gonna get into like some deep topics. She's gonna have like some signs of depression in this book. But it is interesting, and she's actually really funny. Like, the main character, what I like about things like this, and especially with literary fiction, the characters aren't meant to be liked or enjoyed. But I actually found her, she's kind of unlikable, but I like people like that. Like, I like characters like that. It's like almost like a book about the villain in a way. But yeah, the way her mind works is interesting, and she was really funny to me. So if you like things like that, if you like kind of like anti-heroes, this book is a good one. And it's kind of based around 9/11. I don't want to give any spoilers, so I won't, but there will be mention of 9/11 in this book. Okay, this book right here has my whole entire heart. It is my dream to go to Paris at night, sit on a balcony, and read this book again. And this is James Baldwin, Giovanni's Room. Oh, you guys. It just gives such like Paris vibes. Like, you can imagine yourself being on the streets of Paris, like back in the old times. Whenever James Baldwin was alive, it's kind of been a while. It's actually surrounding two men, so they are kind of like a gay couple, I guess you could say. I say kind of because, like, are they a couple? I don't know. But yeah, you just have to read the book. It's really short, and it just gives you a chance to get more into like the classic authors, and especially the classic Black authors. Who is James Baldwin, of course. Like, the genius of James Baldwin, you got to get into it. Definitely recommend. This is one that I saw a ton of people talking about. I had this, I feel like, for a while, but I did not read it for a long time. Honestly, the cover was disturbing to me. I don't know, it was just something about that made me want to put on lip balm, you know? Like, why is her lip being ripped up on the paper? Anyway, y'all, I'm like a chapstick fiend. So maybe it's just like a me thing. You know, it is a thriller, and so it's gonna be really fast paced, but I feel like this one goes in deeper. I actually did kind of guess what was gonna happen in this one, but I feel like it's still like a good plot twist, like a very twisty plot twist. And also, something that I don't see in a lot of thrillers is them being like very well fleshed out, very well written, and I felt like this one was pretty well written. So I recommend this to anybody who, whatever kind of reader you are, if you're trying to get into it or if you just avidly read, I think you'll like The Silent Patient. I really haven't seen anybody say they don't like it. You guys already know The Alchemist. Okay, don't drag me. Unpopular opinion about this book. And I think I told y'all this like a couple years ago when I read it. I didn't like this book. This book is the reason why I don't like to tell people when I love a book. Like, I don't want to tell them like, oh, it's so good, like you're gonna love it, because I wonder if that's what happened to me with this book. Like, I just saw so many people talking about it and just hyping it up, and so naturally I'm sitting here like, well, this book about to hit, you know, this about to be on my top 10. No, so I don't know if I would have liked it more if it wasn't so hyped up, and then maybe my expectations wouldn't have been so high. But I guess the plot twist, it just wasn't as crazy as everybody says it is to me. To me, okay? Like, this is just my personal opinion. It might just be great for other people, and that's why I don't like to say books are bad in general. It's just like bad to me. It wasn't my cup of tea. Again, it is an easier read, so if you like things with a twist, it kind of has an air of mystery. It follows like this older woman's life. She was basically an actress, very huge actress in old Hollywood. So if you like things like that, you might like it. But I'm just giving you a warning if you have seen like high praise about the book, just in case. Like, I don't want it to fall flat for you. So I'm just lowering the expectations a little bit, because it wasn't eating the way everybody said it was eating. I was like, and I'm not the only one who said that. Like, another friend of mine from book club, she was like, yeah, I didn't really get it either. Like, I read that book and it fell flat for me. And I'm like, okay, it's not just me. Like, I'm not being a hater. She said the same thing. Okay, so one of you guys actually recommended this to me a couple of years ago, and it's the series called Truly Devious. So if you like mystery, or if you were ever a Nancy Drew girl, you might like this book series. It's kind of what I would think of as like a comfy, cozy mystery. Like, it's gonna leave you on edge and you're gonna wonder what happens, but it's not gonna like make you scared or anything. Like, it's definitely a comfort read, which is why I think I've read all but the last book, because one of the books I read on Audible. But I've read the first 3 in physical copy, and I definitely recommend if you like things like that. So thank you to whoever recommended me this series a couple of years ago. I don't remember who it was, but I appreciate you. Would it be too crazy if I went out with an outfit, but my hair is not really done? Like, I'm gonna brush up the flyaways, because that's just going a little bit too far, but we're not about to do anything too crazy. Like, we're not wearing makeup either. I'm getting ready to go to Ulta so I can pick up some hair products, some hair favorites, some repurchases, so I can make sure I can get my hair together. You guys know when I showed y'all that maintenance video? Like, I took y'all with me and I got my hair done. I got it silk pressed. You might be thinking, yeah, Jhordan, that was kind of a while ago. That's because it was. So yeah, I basically have not washed my hair in a little over a month. I have no regrets. I don't even care. It felt so good not to have to do my hair. I have a lot of hair, and it is quite the workout doing it. I love my curly hair so much, and I would wear nothing but my curly hair if like somebody else would do it for me every single day, and they would promise me that it looked good. But that's kind of virtually impossible, so from time to time, you know, I have to get a silk press. Also to get my ends trimmed. I'm thinking I'll do a little bit of effort and pull out my baby hairs. What if I just left them like that? Honestly, there's probably a time period in my life where you can find a picture of my baby hairs looking kind of like this. So okay, the baby hairs are done. I think I'm just gonna throw on some sunscreen, and then we're gonna make our way down to Ulta to go get in trouble, to go get some new products. I just want to make it known that I cleaned my mirror off just for this moment, okay? Little outfit check. I will link the whole thing down below, but the sweater is from Mango. Tank top is Cuts. Trousers are also from Mango. The bag is vintage Chanel, and the shoes are Tony Bianco. Also, a little heads up on these trousers, because I know by the time I do another collective haul, baby, these will be gone. Because I think they may be gone right now. They are on the pricey side, but you're gonna get a lot of quality out of these. Like, these are so heavy, and they are 100% cotton. And you know, you gotta pay for cotton nowadays, baby. You're not gonna be spending $50 on cotton anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, when these came, y'all, I was so gagged. Like, these trousers, the fit on them is everything. It looks like I got them tailored. But the star of the show, definitely the hem. Like, it has this extended hem with the white trim. You cannot tell me that does not eat. There was a couple things that I could not find in Ulta, so I checked my GPS. The real natural hair place is about down the street, so let's go. Y'all see the flakes? Because they are everywhere. I don't know how I haven't washed my hair sooner. My head is itching. Feel like every time I wash my hair, it's like a marathon, but I do my best to like make it as pleasurable as possible, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all, like the camera be sliding down. Today I use my phone, but yeah, leave a like down below if this is at all helpful to you, because baby, I just went through it. Okay, but my hair, it has nothing in it right now, nothing in it at all, just freshly scalp scrubbed and shampooed. But now we're getting ready to do a deep conditioner. So this is the one that I got yesterday. I actually have never tried this one before, but I got this on a recommendation on Instagram. It's really the only thing that I'm experimenting with today. Everything else are things that I currently use and then like absolute OGs. Hold on, y'all, my towel is slipping. This ain't that kind of show, give me a second. However, if y'all wanted to be that kind of show, you know, we can move this thing on over to OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. Don't laugh at my shower cap. I bought it because this was the only one that I could find that would like keep my hair from actually like frizzing up when my hair is straightened, because it has this certain like little adjustable thing on the back. I don't know how to explain it, okay? But it's the best so far at doing that. It's just kind of ugly. So, hold on. I keep struggling with this towel. We're gonna put my robe back on. All right, I'm decent. This is hilarious. But I put this on because I'm basically getting ready to deep condition. You're not supposed to deep condition longer than 30 minutes. Okay, and I knew this because they said like, oh, like if you leave it in too long, your hair is wet and there's gonna be fungus in it and whatnot. I was like, I don't even care, whatever. I was doing whatever was easiest for me, and that was going to sleep with it. That was not a good idea, okay? So look, that's not to say that I may never do that again. I might, who knows? But apparently you can over moisturize your hair and make it like fragile and sensitive, and that happens because you left your deep conditioner in too long. So I'm only following this rule because I don't use conditioner anymore. I've been using only deep conditioner. Reason being, I just feel like my hair benefits majorly from having a mask. Like, conditioner is just not enough for me, okay? That was real cute for back in the day, but no. Unfortunately, I cannot say that I'm the best dancer, but I do be vibing though, and that's all that matters. Let me turn this vent off. I I know y'all are not trying to hear that all up in y'all's ear. All right, so I was about to say these are the results. It is in a claw clip at the moment. Hold on. I'm trying to do this thing where I film for Instagram at the same time. Follow me on Instagram since TikTok is gonna be banned. Let's see, okay. That is why. Don't mind me, I'm talking to myself. Okay, as I said, time for the big reveal. I put in all of my products. I started with the Miss Jessie's leave-in conditioner. That's an OG product of mine that I have not used in years, and I just wanted to see if it still worked just as good. And yes, it still works just as good on my hair. The slip was immaculate. I was like, yes, baby, yes. And so I combined that with a current favorite of mine, which is the Pattern Beauty Cream. Y'all, if you like creamy products, I know some people like more like watery based products. And then I followed up with coconut oil because my hair loves coconut oil. Coconut oil is really good for growth. I have just recently started getting back into it consistently, but I used to use it in college weekly. Like, I would leave coconut oil in my hair for every wash and go, and my hair was so long. Sometimes I'd be wondering, like, what all did I do back in college that just had my hair literally like to my hips? And to be honest, I was using a whole bunch of really cheap products, so I don't even know. I don't know what was going on. So yeah, pretty much to sum that up for you, I used the LCO method. So not lock method. I mean, lock method works too, but I like to lock everything in with my oil at the end because oil is gonna seal all that moisture in. So I start in with my leave-in, and then I go in with a cream, and then I end with an oil to keep all that moisture in, because I told you my hair be dry, okay? So that is what I do. Okay, now for the results. Okay, so the hair is giving glazed, honey. It's giving chunky. I love it. It looks good. So this was mostly like a wash routine. That's why I took you guys like in the shower or with me. But if you do want like a full breakdown of my curly hair routine, I did put a very similar one into a maintenance vlog as far as like what I do for my hair to get it like to be voluminous, because we don't like flat hair over here. What I do to like limit the frizz. That video is gonna have all of that. But all right, I'm actually gonna go handle some work that I need to do because I've been working on this a really long time, and I need to actually do some editing for this week's upcoming video, or else y'all gonna be like, where's the video? If y'all hear some jazz music in the background, it is because I'm playing my nightly little jazz on my TV. I love to keep those little YouTube backgrounds on because even though I'm not there, you can't tell me that if I put one of those on at night or daytime, whatever vibe I'm looking for, you can't tell me I'm not teleported there immediately, okay? So tonight we are in a cozy cabin. I was trying to see what else they got going on. They got like a whole wall of books, like a little library, okay? I'm going ahead and getting ready for the vibes of being in the middle of the forest this weekend. I'm very excited. I know I keep moving, y'all, but I'm trying to figure out where the best lighting is without me actually being like turning the light on. We don't do big lights in this household. I'm getting ready to make a sleepy girl mocktail. I have been wanting this for so long because I've seen the girls absolutely raving about moon juice for your period, but also the girls who have a hard time going to sleep. I've seen them also raving about the moon juice because it's pretty much magnesium, and as I was saying before, magnesium has so many different benefits. Like, I really don't know why it's not talked about more often, like when you go to the doctor. I mean, I know why, but we're not gonna get into that. It's supposed to be for relaxation and sleep, and you know, those are two things that the girls be missing when it's time for cycle. So I'm actually starting my cycle tomorrow. As I told you guys, I was in my luteal phase. I figured I would go ahead and try this out tonight so I can make sure I get some really good sleep, because normally I am a good sleeper. Like, I don't wake up in the middle of the night. I can go to bed immediately, but in my luteal phase, which is a thing, I do struggle a little more with sleep. Like, that is so not typical for me. And so I was like, yeah, it's time to bring out the big guns. We're gonna be doing the moon juice. What you absolutely need, you need the tart cherry. I'm saying this like I've done this out of experience, but I've just seen this all over Pinterest. I have not tried it myself, but I'm gonna let y'all know how it tastes, because if it's not good, this will be the last time. I'm gonna have to find another way to ingest this magnesium. I did forget the measurements though. Hold on a second. Sleepy girl mocktail recipe. 2 teaspoons of magnesium powder, half a cup of pure tart cherry juice, and to top it off, sparkling water or prebiotic soda. I chose the Olipop because this is really good for your gut health. got this weird little whipped vibe to it. Can y'all see that? Let's try it. Baby, that's tart. Oh, yeah. I taste that tart cherry. It's not bad, it's just like, it almost makes you feel like you are having like a mocktail because you're gonna have to keep drinking. Like, it makes you feel like you're drinking a real drink because it doesn't just go down like literal juice. Ah, I forgot to cheers. How rude of me. Cheers. I like it though, especially if it's gonna help me with my period. I didn't even add that much, so like if it's too tart for you, you could definitely water it down with an Olipop or whatever you choose. With me personally, I just don't want to be responsible for having to drink all that liquid before I go to bed. Speaking of bed, let's head there. Once I'm in here like this, I'm in for the night. Don't nobody call me, don't nobody text me. This is me time. Tonight we are reading the book Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. I don't know if I mentioned, but I have been trying to get more into romance. I'm going based off of what I know about myself already. I love historical fiction, and so I was like, besides fantasy romance, I feel like I would like something based in the past, something that makes it feel really old. Kind of like escapism in a way. Indigo is actually made in the slavery era. When I read this book, I feel like I'm reading something parallel to like what Bridgerton would be. I think we all know around that time they definitely had some slaves, but not in Bridgerton, they do not. And you may be wondering like, how is that escapism? Indigo, the main character, she was a slave as a child, but now she is a free woman. And of course, there's an air of lovey-dovey, a little bit of romance. She ends up falling for a forbidden love. He's a black man also, but he is like a free, rich black man, and he is of Creole heritage. So in that time, like those were like those really high yellow, like black people. Nearly white, but everybody knows they're black. Like could pass if they wanted to. So if you're looking for a comfy, cozy read, I feel like this is still one because it touches on slavery, but it doesn't like touch on like them being like in the trenches, in the field. All that extra harsh stuff that you may not want to read when you're trying to be like comfy cozy, that's not in this book, at least so far, and I am like 3/4 done with the book. Let's just say the author, she definitely has a style. She has things that she likes to harp on a bit more than others. I'll just let you read the book, but so far I do recommend it. I definitely am just sitting here like eating it up. If you guys know the book Never Let Go, I was listening to a podcast that the author of that book was on, and she recommended this book. So I'm like, okay, a literal writer recommended this book, so why would I not read it? So yeah, I mean, if that interests you, just saying, get into it. So far I'm liking it, and I think I'm going to be reading more by Beverly Jenkins. Please listen to this line. She said, "How do you know this will all fit?" He responded, "Ah, you forgot. I have taken your measurements in my own fashion. I know that your waist fits between my hands. I can close my eyes and remember how long it takes me to caress you from hips to toes." Excuse me? I'm not gonna read the rest. That's too much tea for a PG YouTube vlog. This is one of those books with like the strong female lead trope, but at this point, like, she's getting on my nerves because she's like, "Oh no, I can do this myself. Like, you don't have to do this for me. I don't need fancy bath salts that smell good in my bath water." Like, girl, why are you denying these things? Why are you depriving yourself? I don't understand. I don't get it. I get that you're strong, girl, but you're being a little too strong right now. Put me in that bathtub. Put me in, coach. time to turn in the little sleepy mocktail. She's hitting right now, and reading a book just puts me right to sleep. So I'm getting ready to call it a night. I hope you guys are enjoying all the little comfy and chic vibes. I'm enjoying making this series so much because I feel like I just actually get to show like what I really be doing. Love comfy cozy things. I hope you guys are loving it too. Yeah, it's really hitting. But I gotta rest up because I've got more comfiness on the way this weekend that I plan on sharing with you guys, so make sure you are here to see it. I will see you then. Love you so much. Mwah.